Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the 5th place playoff game between Fiji and Ireland. Looking through straight away at the starting lineups for the Fijians. It is Josefa Talatholo, Filippo Bokiyaru, Sevu Mothunothangi, Jeremiah Matana, Riri Ropati, also Ponapati Loganamasi, who has been tremendous throughout this competition so far, and Napoleone Balatha, a player who recently returned to the Sevens circuit, but he has got a gold medal under his belt, of course wanting one this year. And at the Olympic Games for the Irish, it is Niall Comerford, Gavin Mullen, Terry Kennedy, Matthew McDonald, Shane Mullins, Harry McNulty, and also Ed Kelly. We have got there Kajala said, go Fiji, go, Tosa Fiti Toso. And in the chat, of course, Fiji have still got a huge amount of support playing off for 5th. And this has actually been the bronze medal final that we have seen over the last couple of legs. This one, Fiji versus Ireland. I think it's going to be relatively close, just like those past games that have taken place. They are just shown there, the Fijiana women's side. They will finish 6th. And at the women's side of the draw, now we get to see the men to see whether they will finish 5th or whether they will finish 6th. And what has been, for me personally, a pretty strong competition. They have made one mistake in that game up against Argentina, which cost them the contest. And then also, the game up against New Zealand easily could have gone the other way. So I don't think there'll be too much to be disheartened about if you're Fiji here. So plenty of time remaining. We have got there Tosa Veti Toso, says Nasal, but they are currently sitting 2nd on the overall standings. Ireland sitting at about 5th. So they'll be looking to climb up the rankings just that little bit more. Let's go Ireland. There's Fiji Islander. But yeah, not actually going with a couple of the notable players. Jordan Conroy, probably the biggest notable player missing from the starting lineup for the Irish. For the Fijians, of course, Toreo Tamani has become a man who comes off the bench for them. And also, Kimaneli Risaku nowhere to be seen. Mone Ferreira, the South African referee, will be in charge. He is up to 91 matches refereed. Hey, Hamish says, Stuart Moore, welcome in, mate. You are doing extremely well. The Fijians, though, ready to play their last game of the Vancouver Sevens competition. Now, the good news is they will be back in action just around the corner, and that is going to be part of the LA Sevens. Harry McNulty, one of the key players, I would say, for the Irish in terms of that extra bit of size that he does bring. Zach Ward, another player who's actually missing out on the starting lineup. So I feel like Ireland have been very strategic in the way that they've tried to rotate their team, not have anyone get too fatigued with LA just around the corner. But that is going to be nicely swatted back by Josefa Talatholo. And that is the quickest try we have seen from Fiji of the Sevens competition, and almost the quickest try we have seen of this whole Vancouver Sevens comp. But Balatha scores it in 10 seconds, and that was because he delayed putting it down for 3. Ball was available. Josefa Talatholo swats it back to Balatha, and he has already picked up the try for the Flying Fijian. Just saw an update on the Christchurch Stadium. It looks amazing. Says Stuart Moore. I think they're hoping for 2025 or 26, I think it's supposed to be, when that stadium is finished. So still a little way to go, but yeah, it is looking like it's developing quite nicely. The score now 7-0 for Fiji after only the first minute of this contest, and a majority of that minute was taken up with players getting back to the halfway line and the kick being taken. Now Fiji get to kick it off again. It's almost deja vu. Can they swat it back for a second time in a row? They kick it a little bit longer this time. Nicely claimed by Matthew McDonald, I should say. Harry McNulty. Cross now to Terry Kennedy. Didn't have the best game up against Great Britain, but then saying that, no one in the Irish side really did step up. There were a lot of handling errors and a lot of loose balls. That then meant that they were defeated. And sorry, I meant France rather than Great Britain. That's why I should mention. Ireland actually not able to pick up the victory over Team GB. Niall Comerford running straight up the middle of the field. Bit of work in the breakdown from Jeremiah Matana, but he does not get the turnover now, going off to the right-hand side. Hamish wins the men's final, please. It is going to be taking place at 2:20 p.m. New Zealand time. Or 2:23 is the specific time, but we'll be starting at 2:20 for New Zealand versus Argentina. Jeremiah Matana putting the big shot in. But we will be also scheduling that live stream straight after this one, I should mention. Just going to make the thumbnail for it. Going to be offside against Fiji. Referee has not gone to his pocket. Have to make sure that they don't give away too many early penalties. Go 3 minutes. Okay, I give up. I'm trying to be on time, says Peter Wild. Well, the final, Peter, it is at 2:20 p.m. New Zealand time. So I'm curious to see whether or not you'll nail the timing of that one. And thank you. Says Blues name, no worries. But 4 minutes 20 remaining. Fiji sitting in second and Ireland actually sitting in fourth at the moment on the current rankings. Ball being fed in here. Kelly gets it across to Terry Kennedy. Does step nicely through the Fijian defence and he will score his first try of the matchup. Going to make it level now. Anytime these two sides have played, they normally end up being less than 7 points splitting, with the exception of the last time that they played where Ireland were actually able to get themselves to win. I think it was 24 points to 7. But Terry Kennedy getting through the tackle attempt to Jeremiah Matana. Then Filippo Bucayaro was already wrong-footed. Couldn't make the tackle in time. Terry Kennedy gets himself the try there. And what have I missed? Come on, Fiji. How did Samoa do against Great Britain? No, not good. Unfortunately, they almost brought it back. Like, they got it to golden point, but then unfortunately they did get defeated by Great Britain within about 20 seconds of golden point starting. 3 minutes remaining and it is 7-all between these two sides. Kicked off high and it will just travel the 10 metres. Josefa Talatholo does swat it back. It's going to be, oh, there's a knock-on from Fiji. And then a knock-on from Ireland. Josefa Talatholo has said, I did not knock it on. Jeremiah Matana, the man who did knock it on. Okay, I think the referee actually didn't explain that correctly. So Jeremiah Matana, it was actually him who had the knock-on, not Josefa Talatholo. So, yeah, I think Talatholo thought that he was being, I guess, having the knock-on against him rather than his teammate who did indeed knock the ball on. Now, ticked him behind. Terry Kennedy took a little bit of contact on his way through, which was enough to slow him down. Oh, boy. Filippo Bucayaro may have just made a little mistake there. Did he force it down, or did this become the second try in a row for Terry Kennedy? I mentioned about it on my preview of this match. I said that Terry Kennedy, since he didn't have the best game last matchup, oh, Filippo Bucayaro, I don't think he's been able to ground that one. And 2:20 p.m. Okay, 5:30 a.m. here, got it. So I think 5:30 a.m. would make you 10 minutes late, Peter Wild, but somewhere around there. Yeah, it's going to be the try for Terry Kennedy. I hope New Zealand wins the finals then. Says that Simran there, of course, going to be taking place at 2:20 p.m. New Zealand time. Ireland, though, 2 tries in a row. Looking for their third just around the corner. I know if, okay, says Peter Wild. Now Ireland have become $1.70 favourites. Just a very tough side. But Fiji won't give up. Kick has gone over, 14 points to 7. Now how the score will be sitting. And 5 a.m. sit and wait, lol. Yeah, that'll be quite the wait for you, but it'll be a very quiet 20 minutes, I think, just while you're waiting. And then it will finally click over, and then you'll be all good. Hamish needs a rest, says Mikhail. I'm feeling the pain. I have been awake for a extremely long time, and yes, I've had a couple like naps along the way. I said it on the last live stream, but in terms of the last about 70 hours of being awake, we've probably got like 6 hours of sleep. Maybe 7, which is not enough for the regular human. So everyone who is watching this, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, but then also be sure to get a decent night's sleep tonight. If you can, only fair, Hamish. You did it for me during the World Cup, says Peter Wild. And idle Fiji in defence will mean they get knocked out of the quarterfinals in the Olympics, says Fiji Islander. Bit of a loose ball here just outside of the Fijian 22. Nice attack and run from Rapati, but the penalty does go the way of Ireland. Come on, Fiji, stop being disappointing, says Simran. 20 seconds remaining. Rapati did so well with the initial break, then just making the mistake of rolling on the ground. Ed Kelly now with 10 seconds remaining. Looks like they are going to be kicking this one for the corner. Commentator, I think that's Greg O'Shea, has just said, I'd put the foot on the throttle, is what he said. Of course, talking about a car, Greg O'Shea. Saying that he would go for a little bit more of an attacking play right at the end of this half. See if you can extend your lead over the Fijians by just that little bit more. Now, Ed Kelly throwing the ball in. Yep. Has got it to the back. Nicely taken by Harry McNulty. Now to the right. Mullen goes across. Terry Kennedy. He's already scored 2 tries. He wants the hat trick. He's been shut down early by Fiji. Now moving left. Mullen goes across to Harry McNulty. Doesn't quite get through. Please leave those likes and subscribe to the Kiwi Lads. How much deserves our all. Says Mikhail. Oh, still a dummy in the midfield from Ed Kelly again. Ireland starting to go for a few more, I guess, slightly riskier plays in terms of skip passes and whatnot, but it's still working not too badly. McNulty was so close to the try line. Doesn't get there though. And Mullen has been taken down 5 metres out from the line. No clear release. McNulty takes the quick tap, but he wasn't on the mark. Now he is. Fires it across to the right-hand side. Gives it to the youngster Mullins. And Che Mullins gets over the try line. Third of the half for the Irish. It's not the best first half for the Fijians, that is for sure, but a brilliant first half for Ireland. They've just shut Fiji completely out of this game. Filippo Bucchiaro, they said no clear release. There's Che Mullins. Yeah, the try, let's go Ireland, says Fiji Islander. I can't watch, says Simran. That is going to be half-time, ladies and gentlemen. 21 points to 7. Fiji are known for their comebacks. So this is going to be one of the bigger ones. Although, I should mention, fun fact, very fun fact, of course. Fiji are only $4 underdogs. $4. If any other side was down by 2 tries, they would be sitting around $15 underdogs. So that just tells you that Fiji are an exception to the rule when it comes to being able to get back into a contest. Sometimes they manage to pull off absolutely awesome comebacks. I remember one game they scored 3 converted tries to get back into it. The most likely occurrence at the moment seems to be that Ireland will win this game by 1-7. I think I will, if I leave now, I won't be hugely disappointed, says Imran. And not going to happen, bro, says Fiji Islander. And Drew says Mikhail, and Fiji making come back in the second half, says Pawan. Draw at the moment, $9 as the option there. The true Amish didn't know that, says Blues Nate. But yeah, so it's interesting because, yeah, the Fijians, yes, I just want to make sure they didn't actually get that kick, Ireland. Now, that may not seem like a substantial thing just currently in this game with the score sitting 19 points to 7, but those are an extra 2 points that they haven't been able to receive, which means if Fiji convert 2 tries, they will actually take the lead. I don't mind being one of the 27%, says Peter Wild. Absolutely loving the action in the stands for the Vancouver Sevens. Ireland now to kick this second half off. Ed Kelly puts plenty of height on it, and it's knocked on by the Fijians, or is it? They say no, which, fun fact, means that Fiji have just scored a try within about 10 seconds. So they scored it within the first 10 seconds of the first half. They scored within the first 12 seconds of the second half. And Fiji are now 12 points to 19. Now, they might want to check this one. I was sure that there was a knock-on. Yeah. Filippo Bucchiaro Ah, it's slapped out of his hands by the Irish, so that is why it's not considered a knock-on. It's just considered as a slightly loose carry. Tolatholo does help get them back into the match. The kick, though, has missed, which means that we could have a draw on the cards. Nice crowd, says Blues Nate. Yeah, still 6 minutes remaining in this game. Now, fun fact, Fiji are considered $3 underdogs. And the draw option is going up. Let's go still on the game. And also, that's like our boys, says Pawan. Now, the question is, did Simran leave right before Fiji scored that try? Maybe. Original knock-on. I think it was from Fiji. I'm still here. Oh, okay. So you are still witnessing maybe the start of the comeback or maybe the end of the comeback, depending on how the Fijians go from here. 5.5 minutes remaining. There was the knock-on from the Irish. So it is actually the scrum feed for Fiji. It hit the player from Fiji in the face. So that works. You know, you're allowed to use your face as long as you just don't put your hand on the ball as well. On the edge of my seat. There's Simran there. Filippo Bucayaro going off to the left-hand side. Passing out wide here. Close to the touchline. Penalty goes the way of the Fijians. They weren't on the mark, which is probably a good thing because the tap was unsuccessful. He actually ended up dropping it. Hi from Fiji, says Selfraz. Welcome in. We are doing extremely well. And I should mention we are going to be back next week, ladies and gentlemen, for the LA Sevens, covering all of Fiji's matches along the way as well. Josefa Talatholo, loose ball, picked up by Filippo Bucayaro. Jeremiah Matana almost got through. Hello, use face, says Naz Williams. I feel like when I'm tired, I forget to move my face sometimes. Oh, straight through the gap. And Fiji, that is going to be another try for them. This time, I believe it was Vakadranu. No, it was Naikalsa, a man who, once again, isn't listed as one of the reserves. Viliami. Oh, Kalsa. Through RB, agitated on campus, the Fiji lose. Come on, Fiji, stop mucking around. And so the finals are all on now. Says Hanoi. So the next final, the grand final that is, between New Zealand and Argentina will be taking place at 2:20 p.m. And we are going to be live for it. So in about 2 hours, 10 minutes, Fiji now make the score 19 points to 19. And no, you mate, in regards to the face on the ball. Yes, correct. You can headbutt the ball. It's probably not recommended. Definitely not with those new mouth guards with microchips. You probably get an HIA for headbutting something. Okay, when you're ready, I'll put the time back on. Says the referee. Rio Tamani. A decent kickoff. Nicely taken by Matthew McDonald. It's the first time we've seen him touch the ball since actually the start of this game. Joe Marler at the Rugby World Cup. Says Fiji Islander. That's true. An assist for Joe Marler off his head. Now stepping sideways. Not going through yet. Connor O'Sullivan wrestled backwards by the Fijian try scorer. And McDonald. The cross. Oh, Mullen, that was too high. That was from Jeremiah Matana. Contact above the shoulder. And Tosaviti come on. Says Simran. Of course, this would be to take out 5th place in the Sevens. But every point is absolutely crucial. Trying to get further and further in the overall standings of each year's competition. Got slammed down. Says Hanoi. Zach Ward making his way onto the field. I felt like he was one of the standouts in the last couple of games. One has gone into touch. 2 minutes remaining. Another sub there made. The Fijian supporters are in attendance and they are loud, trying to will their side towards a 5th place finish. 19 points to 19 at the moment, though. It's going to be thrown in over the top. Nicely claimed. Billy Dardis has done well with that line out. Terry Kennedy out wide to Jordan Conroy. To run backwards there. Fiji's defence looking very solid. Not many gaps opening up other than in that first half. Do you reckon golden time will happen? I don't think so. I think both of these sides have more than enough capability of getting some form of point before the end of the time. And at the moment, it's looking like Ireland. 90 seconds remaining and they are only 25 metres out. Mullen puts the ball on the outside to Gordon, I almost did, but Jordan Conroy. It's been ankle tapped. Gets back to his feet. Logan Amassi this time. Takes him down. Ball's loose. Terry Kennedy picks it back up. Cross kick. Looks like he's got a bit much on it, but it's taken well by Connor O'Sullivan. Almost went through. Harry McNulty was right alongside him. 22 metres out. Don't stay there. There's him run. Well, at the moment, it might almost be factual because Mullen goes to Conroy, who's on the outside. They'll have to check this one, but he thinks he scored the try. He doesn't look happy, Jordan Conroy, so it is very hard to tell if he's actually got it. Just talking about Jordan Conroy and his finishing ability. And I think he's dropped that, I believe. I think that his fingers have just slipped off it. Well, we'll go like this. And like this. Right, the odds say that Fiji should win. I've just had a little quick look at them. They think that Fiji will be able to just get themselves the victory. Ireland are underdogs now, even though they almost just scored themselves the try. Fiji will only be 5 metres out from their line with 50 seconds remaining. Should have left. Says around there. And I was like, dang and drop, says Blues Nat, and close by Conroy. Says Annoy. And hello guys, how are you both? And it's Samoa beat Great Britain. They did not. They lost in golden point time, unfortunately. Which is probably why Samoa, or probably why Fiji here, don't want to go to golden point time. They'd rather get the job done during the 14 minutes, but they are currently inside of their own in-goal area. Good work from Rapati Riri to be able to force himself outside of his own area there. Now to Ria Valawa. 5 metres out, 20 seconds remain, one loose offload. If Ireland can get it, will be the end. The tackle is called. To Ria Valawa. Passes back across to their right-hand side. Another good tackle made. Offload though to Josefa Talatholo. Taken down by Ward. 2 seconds remaining. Rapati Riri, kick downfield from to Rio Valawa. The foot race is on, and the Fijian kicks it forward. He's got back to his feet, but Zach Ward will win the foot race. He's going to kick the ball dead, and we're going to golden point time, ladies and gentlemen. 19 points to 19. If Fiji had just that little bit more pace, and if there wasn't the slip from Valawa when he was chasing, I think that would have been the try for the Fijians that they required. As they're trying to wake up. Says Peds Ablaze. And another game going to golden point time, ladies and gents. They're just happening often. Extra time. So, they will have a coin toss. One of those. Tell you what, we're going to do one of our own. I don't know why, but this is what happens when we're sleep deprived. Ladies and gentlemen, I have got a coin here. Okay? Heads and tails. I'm going to ask the chat. Heads or tails? See if you guys get it right. I don't know why, but we're going to do it anyway. You ready? And I'm not going to tamper with it. I'm not Australian. Up, down, boom. Is it heads or is it tails? 3 people all went heads, like instantly. Tails, tails. Fiji going to be on or going down on the points table. Not if they win this game. Square, says Nate. It is heads. Well done. You win nothing. Yay. Right. Golden point time. Sorry, I'm very sleep deprived. I feel like I have little bursts of energy and then they disappear. This game going to golden point though, that has certainly woken me up. Look at their Fiji tail. Says Nasal, and I'm not watching a whole tournament in a while. Oh, I've not watched a whole tournament in a while. What's with the extreme jersey numbers? I think they just allowed the players to pick a number that they want. I sucks at this, I win, says David there. And yeah, nothing. Yippee, says Peter Wild. And what was it? Oh, it was head Spencer. Oh, so you won an ad for the coin toss. Oh, it was the coin that was an ad. That is terrible timing on YouTube's part. Anyone who doesn't know, YouTube place ads automatically during live streams. The fact that they placed an ad during a coin toss out of any time to do it is such a YouTube thing to do. It was heads, ladies and gentlemen. But now, Ireland are going to be kicking off. 19 points to 19, going to golden point time. Nicely taken by Fiji. Now, normally when you opt to go for a kickoff, it is because you're trying to force the opposition deep into their own area so that you can eventually break through. But that can also create the counter-attacking opportunity for the opposition. Rapatiriri almost gone through, finds his offload away to the young try scorer. And head says guns. And there as well, it certainly was. But Vailawa kicks that one downfield. Space is open. Fiji playing a bit of the territory game. Jordan Conroy has to get back and make the tackle, but he's missed it for the Fijians. Conroy keeps possession for Ireland. And Chalo Fiji. There's some run now. Harry McNulty going off to Jordan Conroy. Missed tackles are starting to slip in for Fiji. Zach Ward, big fend on the outside. Has he got the pace? I think to Ria Valawa. He's going to ankle tap him. Zach Ward trying to get back to his feet, and he still gets there and scores the try. It was like a horror movie. He was trying to get back up. The legs weren't working. He had to Rio Valawa chasing after him. But eventually, he managed to get back to his feet, crawl a little bit towards the line, stretch out, and score the try for Ireland. So they will take out fifth. The Fijians, they will take out sixth in the competition. Look at there, yay Ireland. Says Fiji Islander. Yeah, just getting it down in the end. Crowd celebrating that one big time. The Irish in attendance anyway. And who's fantastic commentary, man, animated. Says Nas Williams and woohoo. And horror movie sounds good. Wake me up. Says Blues Nate. I feel like I've been that sleep deprived. I could probably sleep through a horror movie. Or like fall asleep while watching a horror movie at the moment. But we have got one more live stream to go, ladies and gents. That is going to be the one taking place in exactly 2 hours' time between New Zealand and Argentina. Now, I will be giving you the warning of when it is taking place because we are about to schedule it on the channel. Thanks a lot for trying to stay sane, Hamish. A lot of ever big respect. Thank you, Hamish. We'll listen to you next week from LA, says Nasal. Although we do still have the final for anyone who does want to find out who wins the overall competition. Why were they kicking the ball away? Well, they had the pace. They almost managed to get there. Very good commentary. Very good. Says my path for Alfie Living. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated there. But 3 underdogs in a row winning their games, being Great Britain, Ireland, and also New Zealand. The only underdogs to not win were USA and Australia of the recent games that we have covered. Who's the favourite, New Zealand or Argentina? I'll have a look, see what I can find out. In terms of the odds, Argentina, $1.50. I thought that would be the case just because of that winning streak that they are currently on. New Zealand are $2.80 underdogs in this one. Well, we will go like this, and we will go like that as well. We have got there what time the game? That's Williams. It's at 2:20 p.m. And now we're in New Zealand underdogs. Up against France, just because France have been in good form. And like I said, I don't feel like them having Antoine Dupont is going to be the difference in terms of the betting odds, but it was. But probabilistically, streaks are to be broken. It is true. Seen a few streaks broken in recent times, but ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new sure to leave a like and subscribe. I will schedule that live stream now. We're also going to have a preview coming out on the channel in the very near future. So be sure, keep an eye out for that as well. But thank you all very much for being here. And I will see you all for the next one.